Blake, I guess if you could erase, 5, 6 plays from the last game, y'all played pretty good. Is that just kind of the frustrating thing from UTSA?
I think that's the frustrating thing about our season.
Yeah.
You go back through every game, and there's a handful of snaps here and there that stands out to everyone, or especially me, that you'd love to take away, and then you're playing pretty dang good football. And that was the case last week. And I think, early in the games when it happened, and it just kind of couldn't get settled down. And once we got settled down and played, we played. And UTSA is a good football team, and when you make a mistake, they make you pay. It ain't like we got away with one there. They didn't find him open, or we didn't quite get underneath the puller and spill it all the way out to the free hitter. And that running back's good enough to make you pay. And I thought halfway through the second, most of the third, most of the fourth, we settled down and played pretty good against a good offense and a 7th-year quarterback. And I told the guys, as many of the big plays we let out, we still had chances on third down. I thought, there's 2 third downs in that game that were scrambles. Once by Frank Harris, he gets up the sideline, we miss a tackle on 3rd and long, and then there's another one in the fourth quarter. He scrambles again. And Kingston comes up we have somebody come up out of coverage. They dump it over him for a first down, and then they end up scoring on both those drives. So that's 14 points if we get off the field on those 2 third downs, and now you give yourself a chance to win the game. So that's the frustrating part. Not just about last week, but about our season. And I just keep pulling from and keep putting us in those situations to help us play better, and making sure that we get those same looks in practice that we're going to get on game days, so we have that experience and we can carry it from practice to the game day. Whether it's a tempo situation or whether this week we're going to get a lot of shifts, motions, trades, and the skies is there that our kids feel comfortable and they can go play fast in the brand of football that we're used to seeing.
What happened on that play at the goal line where the tight end uncovered? Was that just
you get you in a certain pressure there and you got to check out of it, and we didn't get it checked. We'd actually called timeout there the snap before, and probably should have left it there, and I think we had them probably had a pretty good situation set up before, and called the timeout, and they come back out and into a different look. They get emptied, and we should have checked out of the stuff we were in and checked into a different coverage there, and didn't get into it, and that's absolutely on me, and I got to do a better job of, one, not putting us in situations where we have to rely on the guys to get it checked, and then on 2, we got to make sure we go through that and get it checked. So those are the 2 scenarios that happen there. Obviously as a coach, you try to control everything and put your guys in the best situation possible, and certainly I got to do that, and I got to do a better job of that.
You faced a 7th-year quarterback last week. Now you go against another guy who's been starting for quite a bit.
Yeah.
How do you think going against these experienced quarterbacks can help your defense grow?
I've been against Pratt so many times. I think I know his shoe size. It feels like, we saw him in 2020, again in 21, again in 22, and he's certainly maybe the best quarterback, not one of the better quarterbacks in our league. I'm not a quarterback guru, but older quarterbacks have taken a lot of snaps. Guys that play a lot of football at that position, there's a reason they play a lot of football at that position, because they're probably winning games for their football team. They're putting the ball in the right receiver's hands or in the right spots, keeping it out of trouble, not turning the football over, and giving their teams a chance to win the football games. And Michael Pratt's certainly done that for several years. I think they had a rough year in 21. They got dislocated because of the hurricane, and had a tough season there. But since then, they've turned it around. I think they're 27-3 in their last 30 games or something crazy like that. And he's a good player. He's not throwing the football as much as you would think with him as they have in the past. I think they're averaging about 40 runs a game, 25 throws a game, but they're also averaging. I think they're 3rd in the country for throws 20 yards or more down the field. So the throws he's having is play action, take a shot down the field. They're in an NFL style offense. It's meaning they're going to get under center. They're going to shift, motion, trade, give you a lot of different looks, try to pound the football, and then they throw play action with deep flood routes, deep sails, deep overs, cross country, stuff like that, and try to attack you that way. So, we got a good plan to kind of keep the ball in front of us, but at the same time, they're averaging 175 on the ground, so we got to make sure we take that away. They're a very efficient offense. They got way more 3rd and shorts than they do 3rd and longs or extra longs. So we got to try to get them behind the sticks, get them an extra long yardage situation. And they're a team that go for it on 4th down. They got a lot of plays that are in, every time you turn the cut up on, they're always across the 50. I think only one time have they started at their own 10-yard line this season. They haven't started inside their own 10-yard line all season, which is pretty impressive. Not just about their offense, but about their football team, special teams, or whoever it may be, that's giving them good field positions up there. So, Pratt certainly where it starts with the offense, but I think the O-line is as good as we've seen. They do a really good job. Sincere Haynesworth, I think, is second team preseason All-American, and certainly worthy of it. I think he's been a good football player since I've been here. He's been here, this will be my 4th year seeing him, so might know his shoe size too. But I think both those players are good players, and certainly tired of seeing them. And I know our guys are up for the challenge. They're excited to be back in Dowdy and in front of our fans, excited to go, have an opportunity to go get another win. And that's what they're focused on, 1-0 this week, and against a very good quarterback. They like those challenges, like stepping up to those cases and those opportunities.
You guys blew them out in 21. Pratt threw 3 interceptions that day. How have you look at them now, and then how have they gotten to where they are?
Yeah, I've watched 20. This week I've watched not only all their games from this year, but our game from 21, our game from last year, our game from 2020, and you've seen 2020 was Will Hall. 21 had a different coordinator. 22 on paper was a different coordinator, and the new OC has been there the whole time. He's been there since 2016, so he's seen a lot of those different OCs come and go. I think he had a huge part of it last year. If not, he might have been the guy actually calling it. It certainly seems like it, just kind of watching their offense. But you can see they've taken a little bit from all those, experiences and coordinators over the years and kind of mix that into who they are and what Pratt does really well. But I think that day in 21, we got off to a fast start. I think we went down, scored 3, went up 3-0. We get off the field pretty quick, may have been a 3 and out. I know for the second play of the game, we zeroed out. They showed tempo, and they were going 100% pass in those situations, so we just let them hang and zeroed out. And we were off the field in 3 and out. We go down and score again. We're up 10-0. We get another quick turn around. Boom, we're up 17-0. And that changes the mindset of, the way you call the game, the way you can go play the game, and all those things. It's just, I was talking to one of the guys in this business who they've been really good on third down early in the season, not so much of late. And he said, what happened early in the year? Why we're so much better? And I was like, what happened? He goes, we were just ahead in ball games. We were up 2 scores, 3 scores, and we could go turn it loose. We could go pin our ears back and go. And it's here late. They hadn't had that situation. So, in 21, that was kind of the story, obviously. And, last year, we never could break through. We had a chance. I think we had a third down stop there on the goal line. Had a chance to hold them to a field goal. And I think it would have been 10-9 at the half. And we had a penalty, personal foul, and they ended up getting a new set of downs and got in the end zone. And I think going back to that game, there's a few third downs you find in that game if you can get off the field. One that stands out is that certain drive I'm talking about. We had them pinned back at the 10-yard line and didn't play our leverage correctly on a third down pass. We played correctly on a third down pass. We're off the field. They're punting the ball from their 10-yard line, and you got a chance to go up 2 scores. So that's the one thing we took advantage of in 21, didn't take advantage of 22, and we got to do a better job taking advantage of it. And the same thing last week.
In a game like this, you got to play complementary football, 3 sides or all 3 phases playing together to win. So how important is that from a defensive coordinator position or perspective to kind of play together as a team to win a game like this?
Yeah, it's a team game. It takes all phases. I mean, our offense played really well last week, and defense gave us some big plays early. If we don't give up those big plays, heck, we're right where we need to be, on top of those guys and kicking butts, and special teams been doing it all year. So it's important that all 3 of us go play our best football game to give ourselves a chance to win, and we got to do that to go win football games. There's you always say there's very small margin in this business, in this game. You can't make a lot of mistakes and win games, especially against good football teams like Tulane, and they certainly are. So we got to be at our best this Saturday, go play our best game of the year in all phases and be able to do that.
When a team can run the ball like Tulane does, I'm sure you want to get a lot of guys to the ball and rally, but you also got to be aware they can put it over the top. So you just talk to the guys about just kind of making sure those eyes.
No doubt, that's the number one thing is eyes, and I think we always talk about see little, see a lot, see a lot, see little. But if you got your eyes in the wrong places, you're gonna have your eyes locked in on your key. You're gonna find a guy out, turn loose, and I think that's what happened last week. We got to do a better job of it this week, and we've been overemphasizing it. hey, make sure you burn your eyes in on that guy, and you carry it all the way to contact, and you watch him all the way to contact. And like you said, like they certainly love to run the football, and they will pound you, and they're patient enough to do that. But I think the quickest way to the end zone is over the top through the air, and that takes you the air out of you pretty quick. So we got to make sure we do a great job with their eyes, do a great job staying on top, and knock the one-on-one balls down.
You're running over all those instances and plays. Do you have an estimate on how much film you watch, an hour? How many hours a week?
I know it's you feel like you never can get enough. And somebody told me this one time: when you watch film, every time you turn the film back on and watch it again, you learn something new. And just whether you forgot it or it's moved on. And there's nothing like watching yourself too. You learn a lot. Sometimes our players are the same way. You can watch a teammate make a mistake, and it doesn't really hit home until you make that mistake. So when you're watching the film, you watch North Texas make a mistake or Rice make a mistake. It doesn't really hit home until you see you guys are making the same mistake, or hey, we got to be good enough. We're not going to make that mistake. So there's a lot of film you watch. It's just, and there's different instances too. There's different ways to watch it. You can watch early in the week, I watch the complete game starting out, and then I watch the TV copy because I want to get a feel for, how do they come out of the huddle? Are they a hurry tempo team? Are they looking at the sideline? Is the quarterback checking? So you're going to watch TV copy, complete copy. And then you go back and watch the cut-ups. Okay, what are they doing on first and second down? What is their base out of a non-situation? And what I mean by that, they're not in the red zone. They're not backed up. It's not the first play of the series. How do they treat those? Well, how do they treat second down after a loss? How do they treat second and short? And so you treat it that way. Then you go to your third downs. And then you go to your third downs, okay, they're across the 50 and 4-down territory. Now you got to treat that third and 5, like we had the first third down last week was at the 44-yard line, 40-yard line, somewhere in there. It was like a 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7. That's 4-down territory for UTSA. They went tempo as well. They went tempo all year and showed hard count, boom, try to draw you off sides, get a free play, check the sidelines. So we get in a base quarters call, which is not a bad defense. And they go hurry tempo and take a post shot, which tells you like they were going to go for it on 4th down. But that's just not what they're expecting. So you got to be prepared for those situations. You're watching red zone cut-ups, watching goal line cut-ups. You're going back and watching 22 film, 21 film, see what you may have got hurt in those situations, because those guys are too. They may go back to, what was successful for us in 22? What was successful for us in 21? Okay? Because in 21, we did the Pythagorean theorem. Coach Tesh loves to do that. And we had to explain to a couple coaches in our room what the Pythagorean theorem was and where it came from. But I think it's like the one side of the triangle and this side of the triangle, and it goes across the field. So Pratt, rolls out and then he's throwing the ball from the left hash and he throws it down to the right corner of the end zone. It only looks like it's a 48-yard throw, but Coach Tesh did the Pythagorean theorem. It's like a 62-yard throw. But he throws a rope down there, and then that's the look that you say, okay, well, we should have done this, didn't know this, but they're going to come back to that look. And we got to do better than just Pythagorean theorem it up. We need to go pick that ball off. So, but you watch a lot of film.
Good man.